So lately, I have been frustrated like nothing before. I want a relationship with God, the one who supposedly created me, knows me, sees me. But from his end, stillness, silence, not even a word within the static, nothing. I don't feel like I'm asking too much. And within the silence, my mind wonders that maybe he doesn't want a relationship with me. And I keep asking myself, why? The best way I can describe it is that it's like trying to turn on a television, but no matter what I do, no picture appears, no sound. Just a screen that shows my own image back at me in the reflection of the screen. It's dark, it's quiet, it's an empty void. It's not that I'm ignoring him or refusing to try. I've been doing everything I know how to do to connect. And while I've shared my frustration before, this feels like it's reached a new peak. So lately I've been digging hard, scouring the internet like a man dying of thirst in the desert, looking for anything, a drop of truth, or even a sense of moisture in the air, a spot of dew on a leaf. And of course, there are a million videos and voices talking about God. There's no shortage of answers, from how to feel God's presence to what to do when God goes silent, and even how to pray correctly. The content is practically endless. And while I respect their efforts and believe many of these people are sincere and genuinely trying to help, I still feel completely locked out. And in that isolation, my thoughts start spinning, racing to make sense of what people are even talking about. One video said, "Faith is not a feeling, it's a choice." That phrase stuck with me. The person said that once they realized this, everything changed. Their relationship with God cleared up. They finally heard him again. And I just sat there, stunned. What do they mean by choice? Like, choose to believe no matter what you feel, no matter what your experience tells you. Is belief supposed to generate God's presence? Or is God himself just a decision too? That thought wrecked me. It made me feel like there's some sort of psychological trick going on. Like, if you believe hard enough, you'll feel something, and then call it God. But is that real? Or are these people convincing themselves, since they made the choice, that any fantasy can come forward and take over their reality? Because here's the thing. I've already chosen to believe. I made that decision a long time ago. I wouldn't have even started this search if I thought it wasn't possible to find him. My choice to seek him wasn't passive. It was fierce. It was deliberate. It was conscious. So then, why nothing? I've spent countless hours praying. I've read, I've pleaded, at times even begged. If someone looked at me from the outside, they'd say I was a devoted person of faith. But on the inside, I'm drowning in silence. It's not just spiritual quiet, it's soul-crushing stillness. I've asked the painful and tough questions, like, does God hate me? Has he abandoned me? What am I doing wrong? I've turned my life upside down trying to find the answers. And yet nothing is coming through. The screen remains black. I've checked the plug, the breakers, the remote, even the signal. Everything that could be checked, I've checked. And still, nothing. No light, no sound, no response. What's even harder is seeing people celebrate their spiritual breakthroughs. They talk about their method, their insight, their surrender, and how it led to a powerful new closeness with God. And I want to be happy for them. I really do. In some ways, I truly am. But there's also this bitterness that's been creeping in lately, and I hate that it's there, but I have to be honest and address it. Because when something is supposed to be for everyone, and yet it's not working for me, the logical conclusion is that the problem must be me, that I am defective, that I'm unworthy, that I'm being punished for something, maybe for doubting, maybe for not believing hard enough, maybe for being too intellectual or too emotional or too whatever. There's this phrase I've heard before, God's silence is not his absence. I've tried to hold on to that. I really have. But the longer the silence drags on, the more it feels like absence. The more it starts to look like abandonment. And I don't know how much longer I can keep hoping, and that makes me feel weak. There's a part of me that wants to break down, to scream, to cry, to ask someone, anyone, why won't he answer me? I want someone to look me in the eye and say, yeah, I've been there too. I know what that's like. You're not alone. But instead, I usually get cliches, well-meaning but hollow. And what makes this so painful is that I've staked my heart on something I can't prove. I've thrown my whole self into this search, and so far, all I've found is an empty echo. I have been so dedicated to finding God, but through his complete silence, I feel I'm to lose faith in my own search. Not because I'm not looking, but because I have looked so hard and have so little to show from it. I feel the need to convince myself that God is out there and that this search is for something that isn't just a made-up fantasy. And honestly, I'm exhausted. I'm spiritually tired, emotionally tired. But I'm also stubborn. And maybe that's a gift, or maybe it's another flaw. But I haven't given up yet. Even though I feel foolish, even though I feel like I've almost been defeated. I haven't given up. I haven't walked away. Because deep down, way down under the exhaustion, something in me still believes this isn't all for nothing. Sometimes, I wonder if I've misunderstood what this whole relationship with God thing is supposed to be. People describe it like it's intimate, alive, interactive, like a conversation, a divine friendship. They say things like, God spoke to me, or God told me to do this, and I'm just sitting here wondering if I'm broken, spiritually deaf, blind, or both. Even I found it easy to feel connected to God when you're surrounded by others who are singing, worshiping, smiling, and claiming they feel his presence in the room. I've been there, in those spaces, churches, small groups, gatherings where God is supposed to be. And I'll be honest, I've faked it sometimes. I've nodded. I've held hands and lifted them high up in unison. And I said the right words. It was almost like a party. Everyone smiling, singing, being joyful. It's nice just being around happy and exuberant people. The energy is wonderful. But as I look deep inside, beneath the joyous environment, the sense of God just isn't there. And even though I was with a large group of people celebrating their God, I felt so alone. I knew I wasn't really part of the enthusiasm, wasn't part of the elated party. I felt numb, like I'm the only one not getting the signal. My emotions were detached despite the lively surroundings. Sometimes the lack of connection and the silence feels cruel. It cuts deep and feels personal. And I don't want to say that out loud because I know how people respond. They say, God's ways are higher. Or maybe you're not ready. Or maybe there's sin in your life keeping him away. But what they don't understand is I've said and asked myself those same questions 1,000 times. I've looked at myself from every angle to confess, to repent, to change, to improve, to open myself up in every way I know how. And still, there's no response. Maybe there are folks out there who listen to my struggle and have simple answers to my issues. If that's the case, please enlighten me. I beg you. And while I ask for your guidance and insight, this may sound angry, but what else do I need to do? And yeah, maybe that question sounds entitled, maybe it sounds demanding, but I don't think it's coming from a place of arrogance. It's coming from desperation. The kind that aches for connection, the kind that makes me willing to do anything to not feel so alone, so cut off. I feel like I'm a spiritual orphan, abandoned, left out, forgotten. Because right now, it feels like my faith is this frayed thread I'm clinging to, not because I'm so strong, but because I don't know what else to do. But it's hard, very hard, and it's lonely. Because this is not a subject I can talk about out loud. People, whether they believe in God or not, get uncomfortable when I talk about my struggles with God. It doesn't fit the neat image of spiritual strength. It makes people squirm. I think because they want to fix it, or explain it, or worse, distance themselves from it, as if doubt or despair might be contagious. I have a sense that they too don't know how to fix this, so it's difficult for them to be confronted with such a daunting task of confronting the unknown, and they probably don't want to be where I'm at. I understand that very well, as I too don't want to be where I'm at, and yet, here I am. In all honesty, I'm not sure I can hold on if I never hear back from God. I'm not sure my endurance to continue this search will last. I really don't know. I am taking it day by day. I have underestimated myself in this area before, but this feels deeper and more painful. I guess 'cause I am staring what feels like rejection right in the eyes, but there's nothing looking back. And that saddens me deeply, because this long-term silence could mean the worst possible thing I can think of, that there is no God. That my cravings, my searching and desire and suffering was just a self-perpetuated hoax I played on myself. So while I feel depressed about having no connection with God, the bigger issue of having no God at all really cuts to my core. I don't want that to be the reality. That reality feels too harsh, too traumatic, like a crushing burden that for me, that would make life itself far less desirable. Apathy would be easier, but that's just not me. Giving up would be cleaner, but I haven't. And for me, there's something sacred in that, in the refusal to walk away, even when I feel like a fool. But it is getting harder to stay committed. While I'm not afraid of hard, I am human. And so, for now, I'll keep asking, I'll keep knocking, I'll keep trying on that blank screen, hoping that maybe one day, something will flicker to life. Now it's time for an ending prayer. God, I don't know where you are. I don't know why you're silent, but I'm still here. Even if it's foolish, even if it hurts, I'm still here, still waiting, still listening. I ask to connect with you. But I have done that more times than I can count. I have prayed to have you touch me or me touch you. I have opened my heart to whoever you are, whatever you are. I have been honest in my approach and in my spirit and my heart. And if you are there, you know this already. So I ask that you, in your way, please reach out, please ease my heart which longs for you. And in return, you will have my complete loyalty. Amen. If you're enjoying this journey with me, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons so I can continue to bring you more content like this. Thank you.